Okay, so you're here because you care about your dog's health,
Of course.
especially their gut health,
Right?
which honestly makes sense when you think about the fact that 70% of a dog's immune system is in their gut.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So we're not just talking about digestion here. We're talking about like their overall well-being.
Absolutely. It's like a command center for your dog's health. Everything, their energy, their mood can be affected by their gut.
So we've got all these blog posts,
Yeah.
expert opinions,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going to kind of try to unpack all of that today.
Awesome.
But first, I want to just like set the scene a little bit.
Yeah.
And one of the stories that we found was about this dog named Max,
Oh, yeah, Max.
who was like constantly sluggish
Yeah.
and had like really irregular digestion.
Yeah, Max's case, it's a great example of how small changes can make a big difference.
Right.
Pretty incredible.
But okay, so before we get into all of that,
Yeah.
let's talk about what a healthy gut actually looks like.
Right.
What are the signs?
So you want to see solid stools.
Okay.
Consistent, no surprises on those walks, right? A healthy gut also means a playful, energetic dog, like they should have a good appetite, enjoy mealtime.
So happy gut, happy dog.
Exactly.
I see that in my own dog. If he eats a good meal,
Yep.
he's like bouncing off the walls.
Yeah, and it goes beyond just behavior. You'll notice a healthy sheen to their coat, clear eyes, and even a calm demeanor. These can all be indicators of a healthy gut.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty amazing.
It's like all interconnected.
Yeah, it is.
All right, so let's talk about diet, because I
Thanks.
know that's a huge piece of this puzzle.
It really is.
What are we looking for in dog food to support gut health?
So choosing a high-quality dog food is crucial. Look for options with natural fibers like beet pulp or chicory root.
Okay.
These act as prebiotics, which feed the good bacteria in the gut.
So it's like fertilizer for the good bacteria.
That's a great analogy.
Okay.
And speaking of good bacteria, probiotics are another essential ingredient for a healthy gut.
Okay.
They introduce beneficial bacteria to the gut, which aids in digestion and immunity.
So is there a difference between like just any probiotic
Mm-hmm.
and one that's specifically for a dog?
Absolutely. Just like humans, dogs can benefit from specific strains of probiotics depending on their needs.
Okay.
So, for instance, if your dog has a sensitive stomach, a strain like Lactobacillus acidophilus might be particularly helpful for like managing diarrhea.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not just like a one-size-fits-all.
Exactly.
Well,
You got to be more strategic about it.
yeah.
And your vet can be a great resource in, guiding you towards the best options for your dog.
All right, so we've got the food covered.
Okay.
What about water?
Yeah.
Is plain water enough, or are there ways we can make sure they're getting enough fluids for good gut health?
Yeah. Water is definitely key. But if you have a picky drinker, there are a few tricks you can try. Like adding a splash of low-sodium bone broth to their water bowl can make it more appealing and provide additional nutrients.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm always looking for ways to sneak in extra nutrients
I hear you.
for my pup.
Yeah.
So, speaking of good things for dogs,
Pumpkin, right.
pumpkin is fantastic for gut health.
Okay.
It's a powerhouse of fiber, which can help regulate digestion,
Okay.
and it's gentle on their stomach, so perfect for dogs with sensitive tummies.
So it lives up to the hype.
It really does.
What about bone broth?
Bone broth is excellent for gut health.
Okay.
It's packed with nutrients that support the gut lining, and it's very soothing for their digestive system.
Okay, cool.
It's a win-win.
So we talked about food, we talked about water.
Yep.
What about exercise?
Oh, exercise is crucial.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not just about physical fitness. It also helps stimulate gut motility.
Okay.
Think of it as a gentle internal massage that keeps things moving smoothly.
So those walks aren't just good for their heart and lungs, they're good for their gut too.
Wow. It's all coming together.
It is.
Okay, so
Yeah.
are there any myths
Oh, yeah.
or misconceptions about dog gut health that
Definitely.
we need to debunk?
One big one is that dogs don't need probiotics,
Oh,
which is simply not true.
okay.
Probiotics can be incredibly beneficial, especially after a course of antibiotics,
Right,
or if your dog is experiencing digestive issues.
because the antibiotics wipe out all the bacteria.
Exactly. So probiotics help replenish the good bacteria and restore balance.
Okay.
Another common misconception is that any table scraps are okay as long as they're healthy for humans.
Oh, so not all healthy human foods are healthy dog foods.
Exactly. Even seemingly harmless scraps can disrupt a dog's delicate digestive balance, especially if they're not used to them.
So sticking to a balanced, dog food is key.
It is.
Now I want to circle back to Max
Yes.
because you mentioned he saw some improvements
Yes.
by making some changes.
He did.
What were those changes?
So Max's owners started by switching him to a high-quality dog food with added prebiotics and probiotics.
Okay.
They also made sure he was getting plenty of water and incorporated more regular exercise into his routine.
So all those things we just talked about.
Exactly, those foundational pieces.
Yeah.
And because Max had a history of digestive upset, they started giving him a specific probiotic strain
Okay.
recommended by their vet.
Okay, so they targeted his needs
Right.
with a specific probiotic.
Exactly, and the results were remarkable.
Wow.
Max's energy levels increased, his digestion became more regular, and he was just an overall happier dog.
So that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really testament to how paying attention to gut health can make such a difference.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick pause here, but when we come back, we'll be diving even deeper into dog gut health. All right, so before the break, we were talking about Max and those probiotics that seem to really help.
Yeah, that's right.
Are there times when maybe probiotics aren't the best solution?
Yeah, that's a great question. While probiotics are generally safe for dogs,
Okay.
there are a few instances where you might want to hold off
Okay.
or proceed with caution. For example, if your dog has a compromised immune system,
Okay.
introducing new bacteria could potentially pose a risk.
So in those cases, check with the vet.
Absolutely. It's always wise to consult with your vet, especially if your dog has any underlying health conditions.
Okay.
They can help determine whether probiotics are appropriate and recommend the best strains and dosages.
Makes sense. What about when our dogs do get an upset stomach?
Yeah.
What are some things that we can do at home
Yeah.
to kind of soothe their tummy troubles?
When your dog has an upset stomach, sometimes the best approach is to give their digestive system a break.
Okay.
A short fast can be helpful.
Okay, so hold back on the food for a little bit.
Yes, but make sure they have access to plenty of fresh water.
Okay.
And then when you do reintroduce food,
Okay.
start with something bland and easy to digest, like plain boiled chicken and rice.
The classic chicken and rice.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. What about those over-the-counter anti-diarrhea medications?
Yeah, it's best to consult your vet before giving your dog any medication, even over-the-counter ones.
Okay, so better safe than sorry.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. I know we touched on this a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
But I want to go back to the idea of tracking our dog's gut health.
Yes.
What are some things we should be looking for and maybe writing down?
Absolutely. Keep a close eye on their bathroom habits. Are they going more or less often than usual? Is
Yeah.
their stool firm, soft, or watery?
So paying attention to the poop.
Yes, it might seem a little strange, but those details provide valuable insights into their digestive health.
Okay.
Also note any changes in their appetite. Are they eating less or more than usual?
Right.
And watch for any signs of discomfort like gas, bloating, or whining.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so you're kind of being a detective when it comes to your dog's digestion.
Okay.
The more information you gather, the better equipped you'll be to address any potential issues. And don't be afraid to involve your vet early on.
Okay.
They can help you interpret these signs and create a plan to support your dog's gut health.
Okay, so we've covered a lot.
Yeah, we have.
Diet, probiotics, exercise, poop monitoring.
It's a lot.
Are there any other lifestyle factors that maybe we don't immediately think of
Yeah.
that can impact a dog's gut health?
Something people often overlook is the impact of stress.
Oh.
Just like in humans, stress can wreak havoc on a dog's digestive system.
So a stressed out pup equals a troubled tummy.
That's right. It's important to create a calm and predictable environment for your dog. Make sure they have a safe space to retreat to when they're feeling overwhelmed. Try to minimize any major changes in their routine.
So routine and stability, just like for us.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the power of playtime and affection.
Oh.
Spending quality time with your dog can help them feel more relaxed and secure, which can positively impact their gut health.
So belly rubs, fetch,
Yeah.
all that good stuff.
It's not just about bonding. It's good for their gut, too.
I love it.
Yeah.
Switching dog food. A lot of people struggle with that.
Yeah, they do.
What are your tips for making that transition smooth?
Yeah, the key is gradual change. Don't just suddenly switch from one food to another.
Okay.
Start by mixing a small amount of the new food with their current food, gradually increasing the ratio over several days or even a week.
Okay, so ease them into it.
Exactly, and keep a close eye on their stool during the transition.
Okay.
If you notice any digestive upset, slow down the process or consult with your vet.
Okay, good advice.
Yep.
Are there any specific foods or ingredients
Oh, yeah.
that we should be avoiding altogether?
Absolutely. Certain foods are known to be difficult for dogs to digest or can even be toxic.
Okay.
Things like onions, garlic, chocolate, grapes, raisins. These are absolute
Oh,
no-nos.
sneaking a bite of those.
Nope. What about dairy?
Dairy, you're right, it varies. Some
Oh.
dogs are lactose intolerant and can experience digestive upset if they consume dairy products.
If you do want to give your dog something like yogurt, make sure it's plain, unsweetened, and given in moderation.
Okay, plain and simple.
Exactly.
Okay, let's talk about gut health and the immune system.
Okay.
70% of their immune system is in their gut. Can you elaborate on that?
Of course, the gut is home to trillions of bacteria, both good and bad.
Right.
When the good bacteria are thriving, they help keep the bad bacteria in check and support a strong immune response.
So balanced gut microbiome equals strong immune system.
Exactly. A healthy gut helps the body fight off infections and stay healthy overall.
Okay.
And that's why supporting gut health is so crucial, especially during times of stress, illness, or when your dog is taking antibiotics.
Right, because antibiotics, again, wipe out everything.
Yeah, they can wipe out both the good and bad bacteria, leaving their gut a bit vulnerable.
Yeah.
So supplementing with probiotics during and after a course of antibiotics can help restore that balance of good bacteria in their gut.
Gotcha. Okay. One last question before we move on.
Okay.
What about genetics?
Genetics, yeah.
Do some breeds have like predispositions to certain gut issues?
Yes, absolutely. Certain breeds are more prone to specific digestive problems. For example, brachycephalic breeds like bulldogs and pugs,
Okay.
with their flat faces, can sometimes have difficulty swallowing and digesting food.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So knowing your dog's breed and its predispositions can be helpful.
Absolutely. It's always a good idea to discuss your dog's breed-specific needs with your vet to ensure you're providing the best possible care.
Awesome. All right. Well, that brings us to the end of this segment, but stick around when we come back. We're going to be addressing some frequently asked questions about dog gut health. All right. So we're back and we've got a bunch of listener questions.
Yeah, let's dive right in.
Okay. So Sarah asks, how can I tell if my dog is actually benefiting from probiotics?
That's a great question, Sarah. The best way to tell is to look for positive changes in your dog's digestion.
Okay.
Things like more regular and consistent stools, less gas and bloating, and even an increase in energy levels.
So like happier poops and a happier pup.
Exactly. And if you've been tracking their gut health, you might even see those improvements reflected in your data.
Right. Okay. John asks, are there any risks associated with giving my dog probiotics long term?
So, John, for most dogs, probiotics are considered safe for long-term use, but as always, it's best to have a conversation with your vet, especially if your dog has any underlying health conditions.
Yeah.
They can advise you on the appropriate dosage and duration.
Okay. Mary asks, my dog's a picky eater. Any tips for getting them to eat food that's good for their gut?
Picky eaters can be tough.
Yeah.
Sometimes something as simple as warming up their food can make it more appealing.
Oh, okay.
You can also try adding a topper, like a spoonful of plain yogurt or a sprinkle of bone broth powder.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, to enhance both the flavor and nutritional value.
Okay, cool. David asks, what's the best way to transition my puppy to solid food without upsetting their tummy?
Ah, puppies.
Yeah.
They do have sensitive tummies. So a gradual transition is key start by mixing a small amount of puppy food with their formula or mother's milk and slowly increase the ratio of food to milk over several days or even weeks.
Okay, slow and steady
Exactly.
wins the race.
Patience is key.
Okay, Lisa asks, I've heard a lot about raw food diets. Are they good for gut health?
So raw food diets have definitely gained popularity.
Yeah.
And while they may offer some benefits, it's essential to proceed with caution.
Okay.
Raw meat can contain bacteria that could be harmful to both dogs and humans. So if you're considering a raw food diet, it's crucial to handle and prepare the food with extreme care. And of course, always consult with your vet.
Always good advice.
Okay.
So that brings us to the end of our deep dive on dog gut health.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
It's been a really interesting conversation.
It has. We've learned so much.
I think the biggest takeaway for me is just how important gut health is for our dogs.
Oh, absolutely. It's the foundation for a happy and healthy dog.
And it's not as complicated as we might think.
Not at all. Just pay attention to their diet, consider adding in some probiotics, and make sure they're getting enough water and exercise.
And if you see any changes, don't hesitate to reach out to your vet.
Exactly. Early intervention is key.
All right, well, that's it for today. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.